is going to be one of the major forces for reducing the role of government. The one thing that's missing, but that will soon be developed, is a reliable e-cash, a method whereby...
What's going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and welcome to the jungle. This is the channel where we take a very simple approach to technical analysis. We look at the price in the context of volume using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you leave me a follow on Twitch, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you're watching the replay on YouTube. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit more about Ethereum. So a lot of buzz questioning the validity of Ethereum's future. You know, a lot of people just saying, you know, ETH is dead, ETH is going to die. You know, when ETH 2.0 launches, the miners are going to leave and the system is going to collapse and Cardano is going to take over, Avalanche is going to take over, like all these other protocols are going to take over. And, you know, it's really easy to look at the tech that's available in the here and now and think, well, yeah, this is better. Of course, it's better. And we're gonna just go over here now. And that's a very common misconception in terms of how adoption works. Retail investors go for the best, you know, the best idea. Oh, we got better transaction rates over here. We got this over here. We got that over there. But the fact of the matter is the development of this ecosystem, you know, the developers on Ethereum, they're not just like turning over and being like, oh, wait, Cardano has faster throughput. Cardano has better transactions per second. Maybe we should just go over there. Maybe we should dump all the investments that we've made on this network and try and reinvest what we're doing on other networks. It doesn't work like that. You know, large institutional investors are heavily incentivized to continue the development of the Ethereum network. And honestly, I don't see a future where it's just one protocol. We're going to have an internet of blockchains. We're going to have interoperability between many networks. And I think that, you know, it's just going to be, we're going to move on and create an ecosystem, an internet of blockchains. And on this channel, we dive into the technicals. So we're going to first start off, you know what, I was going to talk about Bitcoin, but I think that it's just not necessary. So we'll focus on Ethereum. Okay. Couple comments. Drug is bad. Okay. Rick123G, wrong. Cool. All right, guys. Sounds like we're fun. We're not at Wall Street, so I tried. All right. Fudding with your ETH holdings. Anyways, let's get into the charts here. So we've been talking about this for a while. You know, I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I want to kind of shift focus a little bit on some other charts. But for those who are new to the channel and those who may be new to the Wyckoff method, we're going to kind of go over what it is that I'm seeing here. So first of all, we had we rallied into this climactic action here. This is what's referred to as a buyer's climax. So from the buyer's climax, we had a shakeout event. So usually I reserve this type of schematic for longer formations where we're using a reaccumulation after decline, but it's beginning to become somewhat apparent that this is turning into a smaller reaccumulation after decline. So for that reason, let's just go ahead and call it a seller's climax right here. And we have this lower end trading range that's developing. Bitcoin is probably going to test again at the upper end and maybe even the lower end of this trading range before really getting the momentum that it needs, just because there's still a ton of people willing to sell at these levels. There's still a lot of volume. We need to see a contraction of that supply before we can really, you know, move on. move on to the next level. When you reach a level, you have to allow the people that are willing to sell at that level to sell. So sometimes, you know, they just become impatient. Maybe they were buying Bitcoin down at $3,000. They managed to snag it at 3 grand, and you know, they're happy at 56 and they're just scaling out of their positions. We don't know, but the moral of the story here is supply is still very prevalent in the charts. We can see that there is no real contraction of the supply just yet. So for that reason, we could be range bound for a little bit longer. But you know, I'm still bullish, and in fact, I think that it's great when Bitcoin consolidates, because then we can start to see some of the other altcoins really show some more bullish setups that some of the Bitcoin whales might be wanting to take. So that's pretty much it on Bitcoin. We have the same sort of structure occurring on Ethereum, but we have a little bit more strength. So going by that same sort of thesis as far as a reaccumulation after decline, if we just draw a box around the lower end of the accumulation, it looks as though we're attempting to break through. Now, the biggest difference that I'm seeing on this chart is the supply. Look at this supply. This is beautiful. You can see how we have a nice contraction of the supply. A lot of the sellers have left Ethereum. So it's at this point now, we're at a low amount of volume with a high amount of result. It's just tentative right now, but it seems as though we have a little bit of an ease of movement inside of Ethereum. Now, if we zoom out on this asset, you can also see where it is that we are on the macro of this asset. Let me just go to the 3-day chart real quick. Always zooming out. Now, where we are is we just broke out of our all-time high break. So this was the previous buyer's climax of the previous cycle, and we have broken out of that, showing our sign of strength, and we've come down beautifully for our test on the line of the buyer's climax. And we're showing a lot of demand wicks. You can see the demand tails on those candles right there. That's on the 3-day. So these are significant candles, and we're showing that continuation pattern to the upside. Now, typically there needs to be another test. Do we need that? No, but typically there is. But I wouldn't be surprised, and if this does in fact happen, where we just test and take off, that is showing an incredible amount of demand. That is showing an incredible amount of strength inside of this asset. So be on the lookout for Ethereum. You know, a lot of people have been really bearish on Ethereum. I've held my positions. If anything, I've been buying. You know, I still don't own a position in Cardano, and at this point I don't really see the reason why from a technical standpoint. Listen, the entire space is growing. I love a lot of projects, okay? I love a lot of projects that I don't hold as well. When the bear market comes, I'm going to be selling significant portions of those projects that I love, because the fact of the matter is this is a whale playground. We don't have the level of adoption that we need to really turn this into a fair marketplace. We all know that the market moves with Bitcoin. Until that stops, until we get strong investors saying, you know what, I don't care what Bitcoin's doing, I'm holding my project and I'm going to set myself apart from this ecosystem. Until we start to see that in the performance of the assets, I'm going to be limiting my risk, my downside risk, holding altcoins moving forwards. Now, I'm talking bear market here. We're in the middle of the bull market, so let's not dwell on that too much. Another chart that I want to take a look at is the Bitcoin dominance chart. So we're here on the weekly, very long-term time frame that I typically don't use with this chart, but we're trying to ascertain health in the space. We're trying to determine what the next move is. We're trying to determine where the liquidity in this ecosystem may flow. So because of that, I'm on the weekly on Bitcoin dominance. You can see here that we were up at a line of resistance back here. Oops. Let me just right about here, there was an area of resistance. We were not able to get above that. So you can almost look at this trading range here as a bearish distributional trading range. You know, when you set the range in phase A and you spend a lot of time in the upper end of the range and don't test anything in the lower end of the range, usually you have to test. Now, this is a dominance chart, so really you really can't be looking like you can't be drawing triangles, and you can't be doing your typical technical analysis on this chart, because nobody is buying and selling the Bitcoin dominance chart. It's just inflows and outflows of altcoins to Bitcoin, or even Bitcoin into out of the ecosystem entirely. So, but I think that we are kind of at a bit of a bearish test on the underside of this trading range. So we are starting to get potential lower lows. We had a high, a low, a higher high, a lower low. So do we get our lower high here and continue down? If we do continue down, oh man, would that be juicy. You have no idea how juicy this move would be for the altcoins. It's a massive, massive shift of liquidity, and we're gonna see a lot of winners. It would be kind of hard to pick a loser in that kind of environment if we do in fact make it down to around the 50% mark as far as Bitcoin dominance. And furthermore, if this bull market really starts to get crazy and we actually break through that and bearish test on there, then my God, we're gonna have quite a few more millionaires in this space. I don't know what your holdings are, and I'm not not here to give you financial advice, but people are making money on Doge on top of the range. They're going to be making a hell of a lot more money if we break through this range. So that is pretty much it on Bitcoin dominance. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chart of the day, the one that I really want to focus on, and that is Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. So a lot of people who may be new to the space, they don't really understand why we look at these charts. Why do we look at altcoins against Bitcoin? What is it? I don't get it. Why do we need to compare Bitcoin? All I really care about is how much money I'm making. Well, the reason you want to reference these Bitcoin charts is you want to make sure that the altcoin that you're investing in is worth holding. If you are not outperforming Bitcoin, you are far better off holding Bitcoin. And the way you measure that success is with a Bitcoin chart. So my apologies if I sound condescending to anybody who fully understands this concept of the Bitcoin pair. But as I'm sure you're aware, we have a lot of new retail investors entering the space right now. There's a lot of people that are just like, I don't know, why do we look at the Bitcoin pair? They can both be down, and then I'm broke. The reason that we look at this is for a zoomed out approach to just measure performance overall. To put that into perspective for you, basically back here in 2018, at the seller's climax of this chart, if you purchased Bitcoin right here back in September 2018, and we go to present day, you basically would have made the exact same amount of money. Both assets would have appreciated in value to yield you the exact same US dollar figure. So it is kind of relevant. It is kind of important because, in my opinion, there is a lot less monkeying around on the Bitcoin network. If you want security, if you want the closest thing to a sure bet, buying Bitcoin is your best bet. So investing in any other coin is exponentially more risky. So if you're going to be taking on that risk, you want to make sure that you're actually getting the reward, because a lot of stuff can happen, especially on Ethereum. It's happened. If you're unfamiliar with the DAO hack, that's the reason we have Ethereum Classic right now. So these protocols aren't perfect. There are exploits out there that can be taken advantage of. So realize that and understand that, yeah, you may be really bullish on a project, but until you get the bullish signal, the bullish buy flash on its ability to outperform Bitcoin, you should really just stay in Bitcoin, in my opinion. And yeah, you can use this chart. Now, Wyckoff accumulation schematics. So for those who are new, I know most of my viewers are not new to the concept of Wyckoff, but what Wyckoff is it's a very old technique invented by an individual named Richard D. Wyckoff. He invented it in the early 1900s as a stock operator, and it is very powerful and still applicable today. It's a way for you to really capitalize on the large macro cycle swings inside of all markets. The macro cycle swings inside of cryptocurrency are ridiculous, and it's a fantastic method because it really, it allows you to enter trades where a lot of people aren't paying attention and a lot of people don't care. The hype isn't there yet. So, you're seeing these flat accumulation ranges, and then you get the bullish signals to take an entry and get some face melting moves. All right, so let me just show you one of the accumulation schematics. So accumulation schematic number 1, this is the Wyckoff events and phases. You basically have a couple signals that you're looking for in terms of a trading range that will, tell you the strength. So basically, you have a strong downtrend. You come in from a strong downtrend and you reach what's called an SC. This is a seller's climax. It's the point at which the market decides that is the lowest, more or less. This is the point at which we're going to start trading sideways. It's the climactic action where we start trading sideways. Off of that, you will have an automatic rally. As the name implies, it's just hitting a support line and automatically rallying from that point. The point between the seller's climax and the automatic rally sets the width of the trading range. Then you have a couple other signals that are indicating strength. This area where you break down and get bought back up is called a spring. You get an LPS, you get a sign of strength, and then you get a backup LPS, and then you enter the fun part, which is phase E. Phase E is where your face melts off. So where are we right now with the Ethereum Bitcoin pair? Well, we have our seller's climax, our automatic rally, setting the width of the range, secondary test, up thrust, oversold condition. So Ethereum was really a bargain when compared to Bitcoin for quite a while. This area of the oversold condition inside of Ethereum was approximately, it was basically a year. It was over a year where there was a steal to be had in terms of Ethereum. Now, hindsight's 2020. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but here we are today. But anyways, the more important part is we've reached the inside of the lower end of the range, and boom, we got our sign of strength. We finally got our sign of strength when comparing Ethereum against Bitcoin. On top of that as well is we kind of have this expanding volatility range as we leave the bottom of the bottoming pattern in the oversold condition. This is often referred to as a megaphone. This megaphone pattern was popularized by such traders as Jesse Livermore, another stock operator back in the day, same era as Wyckoff. I think they actually traded together. But long story short, we have now begun to form our LPS. So if in fact this LPS holds and we start to breaking above the previous level of the sign of strength, I think that we're going to see the narrative change. We're going to see the narrative change. And this is very common inside of these markets. It's such an innovative space. I want to go over here. This guy's doing this. This guy's doing this. Oh my God, they're solving these problems. We got to head over here. And it's just, it can make your head spin if you're not, holding it on tight. But, a lot of it is market emotion and human emotion and market cycles. So Ethereum just happened to be further back in its market cycle. Cardano is leading the way in its market cycle. When prices appreciate in value, people start talking. That's it. As soon as people start talking, that's where the hype develops, and that's where a lot of retail traders get sucked in, and they get sucked in at the wrong spot. So don't lose faith on Ethereum. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed from the fundamentals of Ethereum. If anything, they're getting better. The EIP 1559 has been approved tentatively. I don't know if they've actually voted on it, but it sounds like it's overwhelming support against the miners, and we're going to implement this new mining protocol that is actually going to be a liquidity crisis on the network, a deflationary measure that's also going to result in lower gas fees. Nothing like Binance Smart Chain or anything else, But a savings in gas fees is a savings in gas fees, and reducing the supply of Ethereum is a very significant thing. It's almost like the same sort of theory as what's going on with Bitcoin when it has its halving. Every time Bitcoin has a halving, there's a supply shock. So there is potentially a supply shock entering the Ethereum network for the first time since it's existed. So that's pretty impressive. I'm excited for that protocol, and I think that one is going to be released somewhere in July. So anyways, that's pretty much it as far as my ranting on Ethereum and me wanting to justify me holding my bias on this coin. I think that it's really poised to start moving. Targets for this asset, you can see here based on the free fall structure here, we really didn't have much resistance. Now there is a couple lines that we will make note of. Most notably is just this area right here where we did bounce. So we got a little bit of a bounce there, and then mostly there's just this resistance point up here. So basically something like that. So we're not seeing much in terms of resistance until we are close to about 0.08 BTC per Ethereum. The other factor to this chart is what is the price of Bitcoin when Ethereum reaches that target level. If Bitcoin stays at 50K, it's basically just shy, it's probably like a $4,500 Ethereum. If Bitcoin goes to 100K, it's an $8,000 Ethereum. It entirely depends on what is going on with Bitcoin at the time, price-wise, for you to be able to translate that US dollar value. Obviously, nothing that I'm saying here is a guarantee. It's just I'm showing you the support and resistance levels on this chart. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm holding firm on my Ethereum. I added to my stack again today, regardless of price. I'm pretty much just not even doing TA on Ethereum anymore as far as when to make an entry. I just get some money and okay, I'm gonna buy Ethereum, and that's just where I'm at right now. So it's at this point in the show where I'm gonna open it up to you guys. What kind of projects are you looking at? What charts would you like me to take a look at and kind of give you my opinion on them from a structural and technical point of view? We might also dive into a little bit of the fundamentals if I'm not entirely sure what the project is, but yeah, this is basically for you guys. Okay. We are happy to see you again, and I'm at my first stage in learning futures trading on Binance. My question is, how do you get to know or identify the best entries? Can it be identified by the Wyckoff method? Yes, it can, but I would be apprehensive of doing any futures trading right now. The volatility inside of the space, now that a lot of these assets have left their accumulation ranges, is pretty intense. So if you're trading on leverage beyond 3x, you have a high likelihood of getting liquidated. So be very careful out there with any futures contracts. I'm not gonna give you financial advice or tell you what to do, but yeah, absolutely. What you're looking for when an asset is in markup, keep it really simple. Keep it really simple. You're looking for support/resistance flips. So let me just find an asset real quick, and we'll just kind of give you an example of as to what I'm looking for. Let's look at Cardano actually. Let's go to the 1 hour on Cardano. Realize too that you know, TA is not a crystal ball, man. It's not going to tell you. It gives you a perceived edge, but it doesn't actually predict direction. What it allows you to do is convince yourself to take a position at a value zone, and hopefully your trade works out. So strategy is so much more important than the TA. The TA is the tool to go with your strategy. So really understand that. None of this yields you a result where it's like, oh yes, this, and this, boom, we go to the moon. That does not exist. Don't let anybody tell you that that exists. What you're looking for is finding confirmation of support that is going to convince enough people to put their money on the line. And if you just happen to be reading the charts the right way, in the right environment, you can make some profitable trading setups. So you can see right here, you know, this area right here where we came up against resistance, got rejected, blasted through it, came back down, held it as support, finally holding it as support. You can see here, you know, this ended up being the support level, but look, we failed twice. So there is no guarantee, but you want to find support, buy that support, and then sell into resistance, sell into strength. Okay. Oh, wow, we got a lot. A lot. Yeah, in these markets, don't be too greedy. You don't need futures contracts, especially right now. Save that for the bear market so that you can short stuff. Save that for the range bound environment when the gains are gone. Don't do it in a bull market when you can 3x your portfolio 3 times, like easily. I remember last cycle at the very peak, right before the last, you know, peak, I had some assets double every day for 3 days. It was crazy. Like, just be patient. Realize where you are in the market, and the spot holds can be, especially if you're new. If you're new, just don't do futures, man. It's a trap. It's a trap. I have no links below for you to join futures or anything, and you know, it's just, you got to be really careful with futures. Okay, MTA, Theta, nice TA. BNT, is it too late to get in? All right, let's take a look at Meta. Meta's an interesting project, but I think a lot of people aren't going to really understand it, especially retail investors. So I'm not convinced it's going to be. I mean, it'll probably go up at some point, but it's going to need some whale play. Meta, boom. Let's go down to the daily on Meta. Structurally, this is exactly what I'm talking about. For an SR flip, I mean, look at that. Beautiful. If we hold it, God, that is a beautiful SR flip. Support/resistance flip. Not only that, but it is leaving its Wyckoff accumulation box. We tested it once, got a nice sign of strength, big shakeout into the market, and beautiful hold. Beautiful hold. You know, if you were talking about where do you enter on support. This is where you enter, right here. Not financial advice. You do you, please. I don't want to hear it because there is no guarantee that this can't fail. Just statistically, where do you buy? You buy at support. That's it. Okay. So that one's really simple. It's just a support/resistance flip. I really like where it's sitting right now. If we can hold this, man, I'm pretty heavy on this one. I dove into the fundamentals. I like what they're trying to do because there is a lot of FUD around stable coins and stuff. So they're kind of creating like a stable coin, like insurance. You know, when I say I do the fundamentals, they're not deep, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to kind of consolidate all of the stablecoin networks so that if one fails, they don't all fail. And that's kind of a valuable, that's a value proposition. That's it. Theta. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Theta. Gravy train. Theta is one that has been moving incredibly. So those ones that have been moving incredibly, you may also want to reference their Bitcoin comparative as well. Let me just, I'm a little slow on my TradingView app here. Let me just close some tabs. Theta. Why can I not find you, Theta? There you are. Yeah, so this one, Theta, we had a nice reaccumulation in here. We were posting this in my private members group. A lot of people had the opportunity to entertain this trade. I post trades all the time, but I don't have limitless money. So it's always fun to see that my trades do work. I just don't take positions in all of them. It's just, yeah, this is a tip, very beautiful. We actually did a PDF on this one. We released a newsletter on Theta. Maybe we didn't. Anyways, I did cover this one a lot in the Arcane Bears private member group. I have my own group as well, but this one was well shared in the private members group, and beautiful. I mean, if you took positions in Theta and held long on this one, we're in markup. You've got nothing to worry about, especially with this SR flip occurring right now. you're in a good position. Just hold long on this one. There's nothing distributional about what is occurring here. You know, you've got a clear consolidation of the supply down here. We're just consolidating. Beautiful decline in the volume overall. The demand is re-entering this asset right here. It's fantastic. I love it. I love it. It's really good. Keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple. SR flips, accumulation ranges. I don't draw triangles. I don't look at MACD. I don't any of that because it doesn't matter. You know, because the TA doesn't matter, keep it simple. Why overcomplicate something that really isn't going to yield you a guarantee? You know, just find a way to take a position. BNT, is it too late to get in? Ah! FOMO. I need to know right now. BNT. How do I get in? Give me all my money. I mean, hindsight's 2020, right? Like, we would want to get down here, obviously. It's also obvious that we're beyond that point. We had a little bit of a reaccumulation right here, a little bit of a reaccumulation with a bit of a spring action. Let me just draw a range on there to kind of see what's what. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So, you know, a couple fake outs, but we ultimately got back inside the range, broke out on our sign of strength. See how perfect this is? Guys, you got to learn this method. You have to learn this method. It has gotten rid of so many fake outs. Yeah, you're missing this move. I get it. You're missing this move, and the triangle pattern traders got that move. I get it. But the pattern traders get faked out so much. Like, you get a couple 20% moves ahead of us Wyckofians, but how many times do you experience a fake out? It's so much better to go horizontal and have these SR flips. SR flips, support / resistance. So we're in markup. As far as taking a position right now, I would wait for a range to develop if you're really, really bullish on this one. Let's see what's going on with the Bitcoin pair, because there may be an opportunity on the Bitcoin pair. Bancor, Bitcoin. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we've got this really big area of it being oversold when compared to Bitcoin. It's kind of like this double bottom formation. You can see this area where we held support, like this tentative support area right here. And we're getting above it now. Yeah, you know, this is where we really became oversold. As soon as we broke through this area, we kind of came down and landed and then capitulated down into this lower area. We got to move up. It was rejected, double bottom. It's not an easy entry, man. It's not an easy entry. I mean, you could just take a spot and hold. Just take a spot and hold, but you know, it's not a technically ideal situation. Not a technically ideal situation, but it's trending. It's trending in the right direction. Not financial advice. Yeah, that's it. Digibyte. Yeah, let's take a look at Digibyte. Digibyte's cool on both pairs, actually. DGB. Let's take a look at Tether. 12 hour. Drag it down. Yeah, so this one's very much so following what we're seeing on some of the larger players. So this kind of reaccumulation after decline. You have this long drawn out area here, a little bit of a trading range developing right now. So you're gonna wanna see this kind of just bounce around in here and get above and start to trend in the right direction before we can make any profitable trading decision on this one. But yeah, it's looking like Bitcoin, it's looking like Ethereum. I think that Digibyte has some pretty cool fundamentals as well. So keep an eye on that one. We have a couple guys in my private group who are super bullish on this one. I actually really like what they're doing with the decentralized treasury. It's kind of a cool idea, you know. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about a decentralized treasury, but you know, that's like the future, is like a company without a leader. Okay, BNT, Digibyte, Algo. Algo's mooning. Algo's doing pretty good in the moon department. I hope you're talking about how to handle a position. Really with Algo, you know, it's had a huge run up, huge parabolic run up. So it really does need to accumulate at this point. So just let it accumulate. You know, we have a tentative, again, this kind of reaccumulation after decline. It's the same story, same story. You know, we reached a seller's climax. We're coming over, automatic rally. We just want to see it kind of, we may consolidate till we hit this previous trading range, this previous upslope trading range, and then we'll start to climb above and head out. I think there's time on this one because there's a ton of hype. When there's a ton of hype, you need to shake out you need to shake out the people that don't care about the project. You know, the people that care are gonna stay. The people that care aren't gonna sell. The people that bought here expecting to be rich tomorrow, they're going to capitulate. You have to wait for them to capitulate. You have to wait for them to leave, because as long as there's selling pressure, the asset cannot appreciate in value. Until the asset is held by strong hands, you hear it all the time, but you might not know what it means. If I have 100 coins, okay, and everybody's hyped on the coins and everybody's trading the coins back and forth, and every, you know, the prices are hard to move up because everybody's doing it back and forth. But if you have holders and now all of a sudden 80 of those coins are held, now the same 100 people need to fight over 20 coins. And when they're fighting over 20 coins because the other 80 are held in strong hands, that's when the price becomes a competition. That's when people have to outbid each other and the price goes up. It's not until the weak hands are out that coins can appreciate. And this takes time. It takes time, especially when you get the hype train. When the hype train starts going, you have to wait for those people who didn't know anything other than algo number go up. They need to leave. Qtum. I hate Qtum. That is the worst chart. Oh wait, no, that's Matic. I hate the Matic chart. Qtum's probably not that bad. Sure, we'll look at Qtum. Sure, we'll look at Qtum. There's too many coins, man. Fuck, there's too many coins. Why are there too many coins? Let's get rid of this. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Bit of an SR flip. It's kind of getting away from us now. It's kind of getting away. Yeah. Ideally, you would like this to come back down. Come back down here before taking off. It's just another range-bound condition, so it's not a good trade. It's not a good trade. There's no good entries here. Now, the longer you're willing to hold something, the less ideal your entry needs to be. Now, if you're telling yourself, oh, I'll hold it for a year, think longer, because a year may not cut it. You gotta, it's a good idea to take the time and decide how long you're gonna hold an asset. So, you know, if I'm going to enter this trade, what is my time parameter for that trade? Am I a day trader? If I'm a day trader, I'm holding it for the day. Am I an intraday trader? If I'm an intraday trader, I'm holding it for the week, tops. If I'm a swing trader, am I holding it for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? Give it a time parameter based on your technical analysis and what you think is realistic for achieving your price targets. There's so many aspects that you need to come up with as far as planning your trade. When you plan your trade, you're far better off. You're miles above the rest. If you're focused on the TA, this looks bullish, I buy here, number go up, you're not going to have a plan, and you're going to be drunk on greed if it's going the right way. You have to have a plan. So yeah, that's Qtum. What do I think about Tap My Data? I don't know. Ren is beautiful. I like Ren. I'm not going to chart it. I think actually, you know what? Ren looks good on the Bitcoin pair. Let's take a look at Ren on the Bitcoin pair. Ren BTC. Oh, this is going to be a weekly chart. Stretch it out. Okay, so you were kind of leaving the accumulation. I think we need to test again on Ren. A lot of people don't really understand Ren. They don't understand why we need Ren. And there's even a topic of debate as to, do we need to wrap tokens? That is a topic of discussion. Are we going to figure out a way to incorporate tokens cross-chain without wrapping? So, you know, there is factors there. But I would like to see it come down and test this level again. If we could test this level down at 1400 Satoshis, I think that you would, and you want to make sure it turns around, okay? When I say a number as far as a buy target, don't buy it there. Wait for it to develop support and then turn around. When it starts to turn, that's when you buy. If you can see, you know, you zoom in on the price action and you can see where it's forming support. If it forms a little range here, buy the break of that range. As soon as it breaks that range and breaks this structure, that's when you buy it, okay? Don't try and nail the bottom. Don't try and sell the top. You'll drive yourself freaking nuts trying to do that. You can't. The only way you're gonna buy the bottom and the only way you're gonna sell the top is by accident. And that doesn't require any talent for TA. You just pick a number and do it. Okay. So many good alts. Checking them versus the BTC chart. Polygon looks weak right now. Long-term bullish. Cosmos looks weak against Bitcoin. Also on the grayscale investment. Yeah, the fundamentals, you know, on a lot of these. Chili's is doing really good. There's so many coins that are doing well, but you know, timing is a factor too. How much of this bull market do we have left? You know, a lot of these projects, like Avalanche is a good example. I hold a fair amount of Avalanche. I like Avalanche. I think the fundamentals of Avalanche are great. Are we going to see price appreciation during the bull market to gain more attention, gain more traction? Or are we going to have to really develop the fundamentals on Avalanche during the bear market? One is profitable, the other one wrecks you. So, you know, like I said already earlier in the stream, I'm super bullish on a lot of projects that I won't hold during a bear market. Just until the mindset of this market shifts. We're in an emerging asset class. There is a lot of bull crap that goes along with an emerging asset class. There is a ton of manipulation that goes along with being in an emerging asset class. So because of that, if you want to be exposed to this ecosystem for decades, really just hold Bitcoin. Bitcoin maximalist. Why? We're looking for the most. Okay, so Chili's doing all right. Avalanche. Where is Avalanche going in this ETH bullish context? Basically, we're all looking for the most profitable coins, which is confusing. Don't look for the most profitable coins. Look for the coins that you are going to align with fundamentally, that you can hold long term and invest in them. If you're wanting to make some trades, just be happy with the success of your TA. If you're constantly trying to find the most profitable coin, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up over trading, because you're going to be flip-flopping. Well, this one's doing well, this one's doing well, this one's doing well. You're trying to find the most profit. None of us know where the most profit is. None of us knew what ETHland would freaking turn into Aave and be this ridiculous gainer. Nobody knew about Link at 30 cents. You know, like, it just happens. You have to let crypto happen to you. You can make money and you can trade this market, but, you know, focusing on the highest gains and the highest returns is going to drive you nuts. It's going to drive you nuts, man. Like, just find the technical setups. Here's what I do. Okay. Look at the charts. All of the coins on Coinbase or whatever, all the coins on Kraken, all the coins on Binance, just get them all on your watch list and start filtering through all of them, looking for bullish setups. Do they have a bullish setup on USD? Do they have a bullish setup on BTC? When you find the bullish setup, now dive into the fundamentals. Don't do it the other way around. Don't try and find the amazing protocol on the fundamentals side before the technicals are there. Get the technicals first, then do the fundamentals. Once you have the technicals on both pairs and the fundamentals, you have a good chance of being the recipient of one of those crazy coins that everybody just falls in love with and goes on a massive tear. But trying to find it is really, really hard. We're in venture capital. You never know what's going to happen. The fact that we can even chart venture capital is mind-blowing. So we already have a competitive edge. Just slow down, do your research, find your fundamental setups, find your technical setups. What is the space doing? What are we doing? What are we trying to grow? To me, the way I interpret what's happening right now is we're creating a peer-to-peer marketplace, much like the stock market. We are trying to create a stock market, peer-to-peer, where you don't have to pay a bank and you don't have to pay a broker, and you can actually be a bank and you can actually hold a percentage of the brokerage firm. So, and it's low fees, decentralized, immutable, accessible to everybody. That's what I think is being built right now. So what is creating that future? Those are the products that I invest in, and you can trade them too. Okay, I found a project, PRIA, with an interesting take on elastic supply tokenomics. Oy, oy, oy. I'm wondering if the price action is showing a death plunge or accumulation. So, all right, let's pull this thing up. Guys, these elastic supply coins are freaking scams, in my opinion. I hate these elastic supply, like, you know, the ones that, if it's what I'm thinking about, they freaking double and triple, and, you know, they peg their value to a certain, they peg their worth daily to a certain value, whether it's the dollar or some other confusing metric. Well, let's go ahead and pull it up anyways. Let's pull it up anyways. Loading. PRIA. $8. So is this a pegged protocol? Like, do they peg value? Let me see what's going on here. Okay, so this is an elastic supply, but they don't do a rebase. I don't know. The technicals, if it's not a rebase coin, I guess that's okay. Stay away from rebase coins, guys, unless you're wanting to put $100 in something and walk away. Like, those things are useless. Yeah, I don't know. The technicals, it's in a downtrend. It needs to start curling back up. If it curls back up, take an entry. But right now, you know, I don't see anything. Oh, the thunder gods are thundering here in the jungles of Tulum, and I just heard thunder. We could get lightning. I'm just giving you a fair warning that if I all of a sudden disappear, you'll know what happened. Power went out. Okay, would you sell Luna, IOTA, and Theta for ETH and then buy them back later? I do long swings, so never do I ever plan on buying an asset in order to sell it to buy another asset later. My strategy is focused on the individual asset and the price targets that I'm going to take on that asset when those price targets are achieved. Never do I ever say, okay, this one's underperforming, I'm gonna jump into this one, and then when this one pumps, I'm gonna jump over to this one, because this market moves together. You know, you can diversify, but don't make a trading strategy or a trading plan to jump from one to the other. That's a bad plan. Put the brakes on, don't do it. You know, your trading plan needs to be focused, and it needs to be realistic. It needs to be achievable. You have to set realistic goals, realistic trading strategies that are not like, I'm gonna wait for it to 100x and then pull my initial investment out. Like, be realistic, and, you know, having a plan where you jump from one to the other based on nothing, based on no time or anything, just be very careful, man. It's not a good strategy. So that's my opinion. No. Took a position on CFI last month because I see the potential fundamentally, but would love to see your TA on that. That one pumped. That one pumped. Let's see. CFI. Is that one even on Cyber Wrapped Ethereum? So this one's only on the Ethereum pair, so we're comparing it against Ethereum. So when you say you bought it last week, did you buy it on the big green pump? Or did you buy it before the big green pump? Because last week was a big pump. If you FOMO bought a green candle, I hope your fundamentals are good. I hope they're good. I don't know anything about this project, but let's go down in the 4 hour. So we're range bound right now. We had a nice move up, leaving the accumulation. So this is the very first move out of the accumulation. If this asset does have high quality fundamentals, we could keep going from here. But the long story short is we're range bound right now. So let's just kind of draw it out here. You know, we're kind of in the upper end of the range. Maybe I could pull this up a little bit. Ugh, I don't really like it. We're already on the 4 hour. You know what? I think it's more appropriate there. So we really need to see a commitment to the upside. So watch for this area to hold. If we can finally hold and commit and keep going, your next strategy or your next part of your plan is, where are you taking profit? What is your trading plan? Guys, if you're going to be a trader, you have to have a trading plan. You have to know if such and such price is hit, such and such position is sold. You have to. If you don't, you are at the mercy of this market, and newsflash, this market is ruthless, relentless, ready to wreck you, ready to make you a lot of money, and ready to take it away. So just please be careful. Okay, yeah, it's in a reaccumulation. I think, you know, we just need to watch it. Kex, Kira Network. Sounds an awful lot like Hex. Same sort of thing. Just left a reaccumulation. It's in the same, it's the same freaking chart, basically. We're range bound. Spending a little bit more time at the lower end of the range. Boom. It's at a buy, technically. It's technically sitting on support. So we do have a buy order there. Yeah, if you were bullish on this, you would buy the demand line, but not financial advice, never is. And guys, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about these trading setups and kind of if you want to join my Discord where I share a lot of my trading setups, you know, I don't look for a ton of these micro coins. I do kind of trade a little bit more on the conservative side. My goal is to build wealth over time. I have been lucky enough to be able to afford myself a lifestyle where I can travel and trade, and it's really a lot about mindset and strategy. So if you are wanting to kind of entertain those types of ideas where you're interested in what it looks like to kind of not be so high frequency trading, and, you know, having a mindset where over time I'm going to build wealth so that I can create a lifestyle where I can pull profits once a year that keep me going for the year, like that style of trading, then I encourage you to join the private group down below. There's a link to Baloo's Crypto Jungle where you can sign up for VIP. I share a lot of profitable trading setups, but I more so focus on the educational aspect of what it means to be a macro trader, how to be a cycle trader, and how to make better longer term investments, because honestly, crypto will rip you to shreds, man. It will rip you to shreds if you are over trading. Don't overtrade. There's a lot of groups out there that, you know, they give you the trading setup and they're showing you futures. I've been guilty of showing my group futures as well. It's all applicable to where you are in the market cycle. I think where we are right now in a bull market, futures are just way too high risk and not worth it because the gains are still there on spot. But yeah, if you want a little bit more education and mentoring, you know, if you want a mentor, sign up for VIP. Links are down below. There's also a free Discord too. Self-guided coaching. All of the resources that helped me learn have been curated in one spot in the Discord down below, so you can go ahead and take a look at those resources. They're all free on the internet anyways. I just put them all in one spot. Okay. Zill, you've been following it for years. Did you take a position for years? Because Zill made a lot of people a lot of money this cycle, and it sucked everybody into a trap. ST Racks, man, it boggles my mind. The tickers I see on these streams. Like, I don't know, man. How the hell are there so many freaking coins? Every stream I see something different. Okay, well this is pretty cut and dry. So this is a beautiful example of a reaccumulation after decline. For those who are unfamiliar, you know what? Let me pull up a picture. No, it's gonna take too long. It's not stream worthy. Just check out the Discord, reaccumulation after decline. It's on the free side. But basically what a reaccumulation after decline looks like is you have a distribution event on the upper end. Okay, this line is really starting to bug me. I don't like that. Get rid of my line. There we go. So you have a distribution event, you get a failure, and then you get a new trading range forming below. Now, these are really only to be considered in a bull market. If it's in a bear market, then you know, it could just keep going to the downside. But in a bull market, the bias is to the upside. So here's kind of the trading range here. Sellers, climax, automatic reaction, secondary test, second test in phase B, spring, beautiful, move up, sign of strength. What we're looking for right now is a pullback for a test. They always test. It always tests, okay? Buy this test. This is a good setup. Strax. It's got a good test, or it's got a good setup if it tests. So watch out for that. Oh, tap. Algo, I touched briefly on Algo, just watch the replay. These will also be uploaded on YouTube. So guys, if you want to subscribe to YouTube, if you don't use Twitch that much and you just want me to pop into your inbox in YouTube, just go ahead and subscribe on YouTube as well. BNB BTC. BNB that's such a beautiful token. There's only two tokens that I would hold in a bear market. One is BTC and the other one is BNB, because it still goes up in value, or it still holds its value proposition in a bear market because people need it. They need it to trade. They need it to short. They need it to continue to trade. So for that aspect, I love BNB. I love BNB. Do I hold enough of it? No. But there's a lot of value proposition on BNB. It mooned, so you know the chart isn't really going to, you know, be much that I would be willing to dissect. But let's pop it up. Yeah, it's just taking the stairs up on the Bitcoin comparative. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is what you want to see. So, you know, these SR flips. Support / resistance. We broke through resistance, broke through, bounced off, went back up. We have an obvious support line here, so watch out for this, because what could happen on this pair, on this Bitcoin pair, is we could actually fall through this support. If we fall through the support, that could be Bitcoin pumping while BNB stays still. That's why these pairs can kind of be a little bit tricky, but another area that we want to focus on is we're just keeping it simple, guys, keeping it very simple, is we need to break through this resistance. Actually, you could even say that we got to break through this resistance first. So if we get a move up and test on top of resistance, boom, that's your buy right there, okay? Simple. MACD cross, nothing. None of that garbage. I don't care about any of that stupid momentum oscillator this. Oh, we're getting a bullish cross of the MACD on the 4 hour. Check out the RSI's oversold. We're getting it. You know, sometimes I'll use divergence for support, but I don't use indicators. Use a little bit of RSI. That's it. Would you still look at tap? All right. Yes. Let's look at tap. Tap Bitcoin. Oy. We need to go higher time frames on this bad boy, man. We got liquidity issues on Bittrex. It seems to have found a floor. It's not a nice chart, man, on the Bitcoin pair. Let's see, it's holding pretty flat on Bitcoin though. I don't know what that means. I don't know what to take of that. Yeah, I mean, it's holding a tentative floor. You could take a position, but please don't go large on this thing. What's the market cap on tap? I had a question today, and I'm not sure if that individual is on my my stream today, but he was asking, hey, do I know any small, cheap micro caps to buy? You know, like see it like 2 Satoshi coins. Price really does not matter. Do not focus on price. If you focus on price, like other than in terms of finding technical setups in the charts, like the price is completely irrelevant. You think people aren't going to be buying Bitcoin when it's at $1 million? They're still going to buy it. The price doesn't matter. What matters is market cap. Smaller market cap, high risk. Larger market cap, less risk. This is the same across all markets, period, end of story. If you want to take risks, you can multiply your investments by multiples of the market cap. I know that in crypto, market cap is a little bit different than traditional ways that we ascertain valuations, but be that as it may, you know, the market cap here is very low, $4 million market cap. Basically half of the market cap was traded today. So how easy is it for people to, like, what if everybody today just sold? You know, it would go down 50%. Super volatile, super volatile. This is a venture capital play. I don't know anything about it. Tap my data. Doesn't sound like the future to me. My data is mine. Guys, if you're just joining into the stream, my name is Baloo. I do Wyckoff analysis. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today is a bonus stream, so welcome in. Don't forget to follow, and if you want to watch the replay on YouTube, follow the link down below and subscribe to me there. Own your data. Okay. So it's a way for you to hold your data. Hold and access your data. What is, okay, you know, I don't like to do fundamentals on the channel here just because they take too long. You know, I can look at a chart and it'll take me 2 minutes. Fundamentals take me 2 hours. Looks flat. Take a venture capital position, if that. For those who don't know, venture capital is capital that you want to take a very high asymmetric risk on, and you're gonna set it and forget it. Don't even freaking look at it. Don't look at it. Okay. Priya still alive? I don't know. Priya isn't pegged like a rebase token. Okay. Elastic supply comes from cycles of inflation / deflation. It's too complicated. I don't get it. How is retail gonna get it? I've been in this market since 2015. How is retail gonna understand this stuff? They're just gonna skip it. Like me, sorry. You can find somebody else. I'm sorry, man. I can't look at them all. I can't try and figure it out. I can't look at everything and try and figure it out. I'm sorry. I don't understand. Me no get it. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got bits. How come I didn't get the notification that somebody gave me some bits, some cheer bits? Thank you, Huzzah Crypto, Huzzah One Crypto. Appreciate the bits, my friend. Cheers. Okay. Is this the J chart? Thanks for your thoughts. Okay, check out OMG. And then we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. We're gonna wrap it up. OMG, I love OMG. OMG has been in my life for many, many years. It's an OG crypto project, beautiful market cap. It's got really good marketing. A lot of people love OMG. It looks like I've got some old drawings here. Oh, OMG is performing well. It's doing well today, right on. Let's see if I can clean this up. Trash, save. You know what? I'm gonna look at OMG on the Bitcoin pair. Actually, let's do something fun for our final chart here. Let's do a side-by-side. Side-by-side. OMG, BTC. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo. There's thunder outside. Are you supposed to swim in a pool when there's lightning? Can't remember. I will probably still go swimming after this. All right, so reaccumulation after decline on OMG. Let's just slap a range on it. Bring it across. And we'll try and capture most of the price action. Right about here. I like that. So it looks like we're on our LPS as far as the, it looks like we've had our sign of strength. So let's just label it. We'll just put a quick spring down here. V-chain. Man, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna look at V-chain because I already said I was doing OMG last. Where were you 2 minutes ago? VeChain's cool. VeChain's trending in the right direction. I'm not, I like the marketing. I like all the partnerships of VeChain. I think that, you know, for that reason, VeChain's got a product. I have my own thought process on whether we need VeChain or not, but guess what? My opinion doesn't matter. The market is what matters. The market likes VeChain. Just because I don't like VeChain doesn't mean it freaking matters. I think structurally VeChain is very strong. That's what I can give you right now. So yeah, you know, we had a spring move here. We broke the bottom of the range, got bought back in, beautiful sign of strength, you know, jumped across the creek, all that jazz. And now we've come down and we're looking for the support on OMG. So this LPS is looking good. I like what I am seeing here on the daily chart with OMG. The next thing we need, now we've already had our sign of strength, so do we need to come and test again, or do we just rip to the upside? The Bitcoin pair might give us the resistance we need to get a true backup on the US dollar pair. So let's go ahead and draw some SR flips on Bitcoin. So you can see this area of support. We got a double bottom right here. So the previous support is now new resistance. We're just going to put it right there. So basically we're going to look to get a sign of strength or some sort of price action getting us a little bit higher on the Bitcoin pair. We're going to run into resistance. So that what that will likely translate to on the US dollar pair is we'll probably get a move up, hit that resistance on the Bitcoin pair, come back down for our backup, and then get our move out. So entry would be above the break of the consolidation right there. Cool. All right, guys, that's all the time I have for today. I had the opportunity to show a little bit more and do a little bit more chatting and more charting today because I didn't need to do my my typical rush off to the private classroom. For those who are interested, I do coaching sessions and teaching sessions every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for all of my private members. If you're interested in doing some small group sessions, I think it's usually only a dozen people in the Zoom room at a time. And we talk about charts, we talk about strategy, we talk about portfolio management, we talk about anything you want to talk about, anything you want guidance on. And we do that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right after the Twitch stream. So if that's the kind of stuff that tickles your fancy, then check out the links down below. That's all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed this content, please leave it a like on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and give me a follow on Twitch. That's pretty much it. Don't forget to trade safe because it's a jungle out there. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
Welcome to my dream. It's good to see you again.